therapy by a few weeks because I ran through a wall for Mark Pope yesterday.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was wondering how many people would show up when they said it was going to be in Rupp. Like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's an awful lot of people. And well, obviously
I
we saw
mean,
the results.
yeah, I as soon as they announced it, I was like, it's gonna be a zoo.
Yeah. Well,
Gonna
they
be
said,
a zoo.
but they turned away like 5,000 people
Yeah,
like that.
just amazing. That was a I mean, I told a friend of mine, I said one thing he's gonna have to do for sure is win the press conference.
Yeah.
And my gosh, if that's not a win, I'm gonna stop playing.
Right now, I think that's about as well as anyone could have anticipated.
Did you see that little documentary behind the scenes video they did of the whole day? Oh man, that I've never wanted to win so bad. That was just
Right.
amazing. I loved it.
It's just kind of, I mean, 15 years is a long time for somebody to be here, and
It is.
it was obviously getting kind of stale.
Yeah. And we didn't have near this much 24-hour media hype when Joe B. Hall was a former player that got hired. Also a transfer, by the way.
That's right.
Uh, but yeah, it's I think he's going to do well, and I'm really looking forward to what he's going to bring.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll mute. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hello to all those Zoomers out there joining us today. Thank you for being here. Please remember to silence your cell phones and try to keep conversations to a minimum so that we can hear the presentation more effectively. Voices do carry, and it's hard to hear in the back of the room. So I would like to invite Cheyenne McBride up with the inspiration. She's still selling lottery tickets. You're multitasking today.
Okay, we're gonna do the pledge and four-way test first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, have a seat. The lights are weird. It's a glare. Okay, good afternoon. So, as some of you may know, the first full week in May, which is rapidly approaching, is Teacher Appreciation Week. So, in honor of that, I want to tell you a little bit about what it's like to be a teacher. As some of you may know, before I became a realtor, I was a special education teacher for 10 years. I literally taught every grade from preschool to high school. At one point in my career, I had 33, that's right, 33 special education kids from K through 3 in and out of my classroom throughout the day. I had 6 assistants that I was in charge of, and I was working on a master's in educational leadership. It was literally organized chaos. I had to plan out 33 individual plans for all of the major subjects every single day. Ooh, makes me tired just thinking about that. Although it was completely insane, I would not change a thing. My students were some of the most amazing, resilient, and hardworking kids ever. The most rewarding thing was to watch their skills come together in reading, which was my favorite thing to teach. The moment the light bulb goes off on their little faces is literally the reason every teacher becomes a teacher, is to see that look on kids' faces. So I want you to think for 1 second about a teacher that has impacted your life. Everybody have one that comes to mind? Yes, hopefully some of you are smiling right now. So as always, here's my challenge for you. I want you to think of a way that you can honor that teacher. So maybe it is donating money to a teacher's classroom. Maybe it's helping out in a classroom. Maybe it's volunteering to go read to kids. Maybe it's volunteering to pop popcorn or work at a dojo store, which is a whole experience if you've never done that. Whatever it is, please go out and show some love to teachers over the next few weeks, because they absolutely need it.
Thank you, Cheyenne. And now I'd like to invite Barry Stumbo up with the introduction of guests.
I don't know where my wife is. She was supposed to do them. There she is. Well, honey, you're too late. I'm gonna go ahead and do them anyway. Thank you. I was gonna introduce myself as Michelle Ripley. I just dyed my hair gray. Thank you all for being here on the Tommy Bell Award Day. This is a special day for us, Bruce. So we appreciate you being here and honoring these student athletes. I'd like to go ahead and introduce the guests, and Brad is gonna put a microphone. Megan Wetking has got her kids, Justin, Michelle, and Laura, and she is a guest of Judge Bell and Bill Strauss. Where is she? Right here. Brad, right over here. Bill, you want to introduce? Where is Bill?
We will later. I'll introduce you.
Okay, okay. All right, we also have Morgan Lakes and Trent Lakes. Are they here? Okay, we'll introduce you all a little bit later. That's making my job a lot easier. Aaron Ammerman, who's a guest of Chris Anderson. Where's Chris? There's Chris.
I have with you today Aaron Hammerman, who is with Alpha Financial Partners. Aaron and I have been friends for probably over 20 years. He's a financial advisor. He's a father. He's also a great volunteer with all of that other athletic events. He is the chairman and CEO of the Blue Earth Institute of Public Policy Solutions. So he's got a lot of money on his life.
Welcome, Aaron. Thank you for being here. We also have Jamie Palumbo, who is a guest of Amanda Ferguson.
Yes, I'm pleased to have my friend Jamie here today. He's very involved in our community. He's with Palumbo and also coaches many public schools and many private ones that I've coached him. These are some places
Very welcome, Jamie. Thanks for being here. We also have Sarah Diener, who is a guest of Laura Corn Mobley. Right back there.
Well, welcome, Justine.
That is all the guests that we have. Thank you all very much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Barry, for stepping in. All right, I'd like to invite Cheyenne back up to do the lottery. You don't get a break. Trying to get your steps in, aren't you? All right. 853 and the ace of clubs. Trying to mix these up. All right, the first number is 9317. Never happens. 9317. Oh, come on up. Yeah, he's back there. I put this one back because it's not mine. No, that's not the rotary ring. That's okay. Uh-huh. Ooh, fancy draw. Oh, 6 of hearts now. Yeah, thank you for.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay. The second number is 9277. 9277. We'll get the cash to pay you. Oh, we'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. No. Ace of clubs. Oh. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you, Cheyenne. Celebrating birthdays this week, Maynard Ferguson, Scott Neal, Eileen O'Brien, and Bill Wilson. Happy birthday, Rotarians. I'd like to invite Alicia, can I ever say your name right? I'm sorry. Chafin to the podium, please. I panic under the microphone.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. I think I've stopped by most of your tables to talk about the honor flight, so I just wanted to say a couple of things. The honor flight is May 18th, and we actually have Brigadier General Benjamin Adams. He is with the U.S. Army Commission of Kentucky Department of Foreign Affairs. So if you don't know what the honor flight is, it is a flight taking Vietnam vets as well as WW2 vets from Lexington to DC. And on their way to DC, what they do on the flight is they do a mail call. So I've given most of you a piece of paper. If you could ask your children, your grandchildren to write letters or to draw pictures, I would be so, so grateful. This would be our hashtag doing Rotary Different for April and May. If you didn't get it, we're just sending it to Hey Hero, Hey Trailblazer, Hey Veteran, thank you. And apparently this flight is amazing. This will be the first time I've done it and I'm super excited. So if you have any questions, find me. I'll make sure everybody has one of these. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, Alicia. We're excited to participate in that event. This Friday is our early bird mixer at 46 Solutions from 8 to 9:30 in Lexington Green. Everyone is welcome to attend. It's been a great event that our PR and marketing group has put together, and we've had tremendous interest in membership from this morning mixer. So we'd love to have Rotarians go to the event and talk about their business, but also talk about Rotary. Next, I'd like to invite Brett Anderson up to the podium.
Thank you, Madam President. Everybody got their dancing shoes on. We're just under 2 weeks away from Dancing with the Lexington Stars taking place May 11th. Doors open at 6 p.m. There are 5 ways you can find in your wheelhorse on how to participate. You can attend. We have a couple of tables left. That means maybe 20, 30, 25 seats available. Buy tickets now online at dancelexstars.com. You can sponsor. We're accepting sponsorships right up to the end of this week. So we're at the final last little bit of your opportunity to sponsor Dancing with the Lexington Stars. Please jump in, and we're nearing our goal. So any little bit will help. You can contribute an auction item if you or someone you know. The True Diagnostics spoke here about a month ago. They contributed a DNA test for valuing around $500. If you have anything or know anybody that wants to contribute a silent or live auction item, please do so. And bring bourbon. We have a couple more meetings before that event. We do a big bourbon pull. We generate about $3,000 from that. And so a bottle of bourbon valued at $50 or better would be great. Please bring those to the meeting. And then last, we have 7 amazing dancers. Go to dancelexstars.com to find out who they are, and you can vote for your favorite. If you have any questions, ask Kim or I or any of the many committee members. Looking forward to having you, and enjoy the rest of the meeting.
Thanks, Brent. Thank you. All right. Next week is our Derby meeting, and we're going to have one last tasting opportunity for the bottle of Knob Creek that our club is selling as a fundraiser for the club. We've had some repeat buyers. Good to say, but we're down to about 36 bottles left. So they're gone quickly. Now I'd like to invite Bruce Bell to come up and with today's program and introduce our guests.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to once again present the Tommy Bell Award program today to our club. And I always want to thank our club for making this award possible all these years and keeping my dad's memory alive. It means a lot to me and my family. I also want to thank one Rotarian who came up with the idea, Bill Strauss. Bill, stand up. There for Bill. Bill, a former official himself, came up with this idea, and he is the mover and shaker behind this award. Every year, make sure the ballots are sent out to all the athletic directors, coaches, and principals. He tabulates the votes and finds out who has the highest GPA, which is our winner each year. So it is truly a student athlete award. Bill, thank you for all you do. This year, I put a little more involved bio of my dad in the wheel horse. So I'd suggest you read that. He truly had a full life. He's best known, as you know, or if you don't know, as an NFL referee, where he had 2 Super Bowls, 2 of the most famous. Super Bowl III with Joe Namath, which was when they upset the Baltimore Colts, was the impetus between the merger of the AFL and NFL. And then he had Super Bowl VII, is still the last undefeated team in pro football, the Miami Dolphins. So that was, he's had 2 pretty good Super Bowls. He's also had 2 NCAA basketball finals with 2 legends, Jerry West and Bill Russell. Those were in the 50s, a long time ago. But he's the only guy to ever do both a final, NCAA basketball final, and a Super Bowl. Pretty special. He was an outstanding lawyer here in Lexington. He always said that he practiced law during the week. On the weekend, he was the law. As you can see from the wheel horse, he was involved in so many community activities. I'm not going to go through that, but he believed in Lexington, University of Kentucky, and everything Lexington stood for. Something unique, then I haven't talked a whole lot about this. He served in World War II. How many of you have watched this Apple series, Masters of Air? Okay, I see quite a few of you had. Well, my dad was part of that. He was stationed in London in the Air Force. He never talked a whole lot about the war. I was telling Jamie Schrader today, I wish I'd asked him more about it. But his plane got shot out. He had to parachute, and he wasn't sure if he was in France or Germany. Thank goodness he ended up in France, or he could have been a POW. But, you know, it took him a year. I was telling Jamie this. My mother, he wrote my mother these love letters. They weren't married yet. And I was reluctant to read that till I saw this Masters of the Air. And I told my wife, I said, I'm just going to intrude on their love life. And it turned out, you know, it was mushy, but he couldn't talk a whole lot about these missions. It's confidential. You know, he'd be court-martialed. But, you know, it took him a year. And back then, I don't know if you knew this, but all these guys were in the service, didn't have any training. So he had to go for a year to Georgia, Alabama, and Texas. I learned that from these letters and learned to be a navigator. Same thing with the pilots. I had an uncle that was a pilot. He never flown a plane, had to train. Think about this. And, but this show, I'd recommend it to you. Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks put it on, and it's kind of like a band of brothers, the Air Force that was stationed in London. I think that's one thing that made him very patriotic. He went on to become an outstanding public speaker. In a moment, I'm going to show you a condensed version of one of his speeches. And I always say this to you. Best thing I can say about my father is he was a great dad. And the night before he died, I told him, I said, Dad, I just hope I can be half the father of my children that you've been to me. And I sincerely meant that because he was a terrific father, great role model. And he believed in athletics and academics, which is what this award is all about. And I know he'd be very proud to have his name associated with this award. Before I introduce our winner, I want to introduce people that are special in her life that are here today. Ask you to stand. Her father, Justin Wedeking, and Michelle Wedeking, the mother, her sister, Lauren. And her two coaches, Morgan, Trent Lakes, her swimming coaches. Thank you all for being here. This year's winner is a Lafayette High School senior, pre-engineering academic program. Member of Student Council. She's been on the Lafayette swim team and has excelled tremendously, as you'll understand here in a second. 4-year letter winner, 10-time region event champion, 4-time all-region team member, 12-time state finalist, record holder in the girls' 200 free relay and 100 backstroke. She won the 2022 state championship in the 200 medley relay. This past year, her team upended Dunbar's 14-year reign to become the region champion. She is obviously an outstanding swimmer, but also an outstanding student, or she wouldn't have won this award. She plans to attend Hope College in Michigan and swim and major in sociology. This year's winner is Megan Wedeking. Okay. Okay, I'll put this down here for you. Let me grab this.
I am so grateful to receive the Tommy Bell Award and am thankful for this opportunity from the Rotary Club of Lexington. Thank you to Judge Bruce Bell and Bill Strauss and the Rotary Club. It is so amazing to be selected and recognized for all of my accomplishments among so many other great student athletes. To be honored among the long list of amazing student athletes is truly humbling. The previous 2 winners have also been swimmers and were my club or high school teammates, so that adds some extra special meaning to me. I think the award's namesake, Tommy Bell, is a person who led a life that we can all aspire to, and be honored with an award in this name is something I will treasure. First of all, I want to thank my coaches and teammates who push me to be my best every day. I would like to thank my club swim coach, Devin Murphy. He cannot be here today. I would like to thank my Lafayette High School swim coaches, Trent and Morgan Lakes. Thank you to both of you. Together, they have made being on the pool deck so fun. They have taught me the importance of believing in having an opportunity. In my sophomore year, coaches Trent and Morgan saw an opportunity for 4 Lexington kids to win the 200 medley relay at state, which, to give some context, was a race that has been long dominated by schools from Louisville. They made the switch and put us in the position to capitalize on our opportunity, and we did, and won the state championship in the 200 medley relay. I also want to thank my teachers for their help and guidance. In class, I have typically been more of a quiet student, but through their encouragement, many of my teachers have contributed to my intellectual and personal growth. They have encouraged me to ask questions and patiently answered them. It is hard to pick from so many important memories, but I'm so grateful to be able to attend Lafayette in the pre-engineering program. It is a program that has given me so many opportunities, such as to be able to take so many advanced placement classes and be surrounded by others who want to learn as much as I do. Finally, I want to thank my parents. They pushed me to be my best both in the classroom and the pool. I'm so honored to be surrounded by such great people, and they truly want the best for me and to reach my goals. I also want to thank my 2 sisters, Maya and Lauren. And Lauren is here today, and she has been such a supportive sister, and she pushes me in the pool and in school. And it was great to be her teammate on my last season at Lafayette. Thank you again for the Tommy Bell Award.
Truly inspiring to listen to a high school senior speak like that, and the accomplishment she's had. Congratulations again, Megan. Dean, we're ready to play this video if we can. Okay, this is a condensed speech of my father. He spoke a lot after he retired and even while he was fishing. Hope you enjoy it.
So thank you for that introduction. As you guys know, girls, you're not always introduced quite that well when you speak as a football official around the country. I can remember not many years ago when I was speaking in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And Coach Bryant was supposed to introduce me in. But you know, Coach Bryant, he hardly ever shows up for those players unless he's the head man, and sometimes he doesn't show up in. Well, I guess we felt some obligation because he started being refereeing scrimmage at the University of Kentucky when I first started, helping me go through law school, so he agreed to come introduce me. But since he was playing Auburn that weekend, he felt like it was more important to hold practice on Monday night than come there and introduce Tommy Bell. So he turned over to vice president, he let me out and he said, "Tell me this fella needs no introduction." He says, "I hope it's true because I never hear of it." I'm really not humble with my lovely wife, Leslie. It seems like you women have a technique of taking the male species who always has a big head. We seem to have that tendency, I think, or maybe doing just little things that don't matter. We still kind of get a big head. I did that being on national TV. I thought I did a pretty good job. I did a big case out of home. I didn't do that 3 times the size it should be. And it didn't take less than 2 or 3 seconds like sticking a pin in a groove and deflecting. I returned home from the party not long ago. And she gravitated for handsome and debonair and witty and just a devil with a woman. I swelled up and I said, "Why don't you say those guys?" She said, "What the hell made you think you all those things at the party tonight?" We were watching a movie not long ago, and you've seen this on all the great levels. There's a late night movie that started out with Rudolph Valentino, Clark Gable, and all the greats, and down to some of the ones that she really loved, like Robert Redford and Paul Newman. And I just casually made the remark, "I wonder how many really great lovers there have been in this world." And she looked up at me and said, "There's one less than you think, I can tell you that." And then the second reason I'm humble, I only got good now, as you can see. And if you're not humble, if you work 15 years in the National Football League, you have to be an idiot. If you don't have it now. And I guess the guy that put me in my position more than anybody else was Freddie Arbanis. How many of you remember Freddie Arbanis who played for the Kansas City Chiefs? That's a lot of them. For those that don't, Freddie Arbanis was about 6'3", 6'4", weighed about 245, could run 40-yard dash, 4-4. Now that's fine, as you know. He could catch the ball in the crowd. The game I had like the Super Bowl III, which I felt like was more hoopla than could ever get to the game, was the game between Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, a lot of you know, Kansas City Chiefs used to be the Dallas Texans. And so they're now moved in Kansas City, and they really built that game up. It's a lot of big rally. Back in sold somewhere around 8,000 standing room tickets, one of the largest crowds that ever had in Oakland City. But really, you Freddie Arbanis was down having the beans run, laying off the page back road, and all 3 Cowboys hit, and knocked him out. But not only did they knock him out, they knocked the glass eye too on the ticket. Now, how many people may know that? But I didn't know at the time that Freddie had a glass eye. Now, I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing more dumbfounding to look at that field and see a glass eye in the face. I kind of realized what it was. I picked it up, it took me about 2 or 3 minutes. I put the doctor 2 or 3 minutes to revive him. When he finally did revive him, I handed him the glass out. There's a lot of water in the water. He just took it and squirted it around all over it, threw it off and slapped it right out in his head. I said, "Like that race was out and working in the National Football League." But that really got to me. I said, "Mr. Arbanis, you really have a lot of guts. What in the world would you do with your other eyes?" And he looked up at me and really tried to smile. He said, "Mr. Bell, I will come with you, just like you, sir." I was in the service with me, some Coast Guard also, excuse me, I can't tell you I'm switching, but last night I shot a bullet. Got 7 Coast Guard friends, so excuse me, you can't tell where I should got to, but last night I went to the hood. Got the 3rd Coast Guard friend, said, "I'm in the hospital. For security reasons, I can't tell you what's wrong with him, but that doctor said I should have answered that polar bear and shot that hula. The very first game I had, they started me out with Joe Connor. It was a terrific umpire. I thought it was something, you know, they don't start many guys out as a referee in the National Football League. They usually work up to that, but they're hard up the year like in the so they just kind of threw into the world. But they did put Joe in everything else. First game they had was a preseason game down in Atlanta between the Chicago Bears and Pittsburgh Steelers. Pouring down rain, gusts of wind 50, 60 miles an hour. They started asking me some rules for the main conference, and out of about 10 I missed through. We got this, but I knew those rules. I didn't. Joseph, forget about the rules. We know the rules. You just run the game. I thought that's what they did. First game, got some experienced officials with me, you know. Early in the first quarter, though, Pittsburgh had the ball on the 20-yard line, 4th and 14, guys back on the 5-yard line to punt. He gets back to punt, and he kicks the ball and gets over the line of scrimmage. One of those gusts win kicks and starts coming back to us. I said, my gosh, what's the pro rule on that? That goes in zones that it touch back for a second. But I wasn't only one thing because the kid punted that ball, started swimming for a fair catch. Don't you know that they can catch that ball? And they were 95 yards for a touchdown. So I don't know what you want to say. Jay, what the world for me on? He says, I didn't see the ball. And my favorite pitcher I ever went with is George Murphy. George from All-American Southern California, but the Steelers could really cut him down. You never thought George was listening to big game conference. He'd be kind of absolute. If you asked him a question, he could rule it off just like that. Like we went foot down home on the middle of the side, taking out on the home man, phone, she recovered, unless the man stepped the defensive man, it's recovered by defensive, offensive player, and back spot, it's on, goes out of hand, out of hand, goes out of hand spot. Now, George moved just like that. And you also know the moves just like that, if you're working. We had a game between Dallas and Cleveland. Woodrose was playing, one of the greatest kickers of all time. Chip shot one, but the ball was blocked. And the ball's rolling around the ground, and first Cleveland guy get on, and then Cowboy, and I'm saying, please, somebody get on that ball and stay on. Tiny big tackle for Cleveland, picks it up, throws it in the end zone. Paul Warfield makes a diving catch for it, goes off his fingertips. Murphy's right on top of the plane, and has his flag there. I didn't touch George. I said, "What you got, George?" He said, "I don't know, Tommy, but it just don't look right." Church last Sunday, I preached this down, I put out with our congregation because they hadn't attended some of the things that I think people had promised them to attend, and he said, "Is anybody out there who think they're perfect and not have to come to these meetings? Stand up!" Well, one fellow in the back of the church finally got up and he said, "Alfred, are you telling me you're perfect?" So, "No, sir, I'm standing up to my wife's first husband. He's the only perfect man I've ever heard of." Life's lessons don't always go to the stronger of experience. But I guarantee you, the guy who wins, sooner or later, is the man who thinks he is. So attitude has got to be so important in all our lives. And for 15 years, I'm a Christian, a Southern Christian church in Washington, Kentucky. I have a tremendous preacher. He can have me laughing, he can have me crying for the Son of God. And it happens almost every Sunday. But in 15 years, I've been going to the National Football League. I'm in the Catholic Church every Sunday. I three of our members are Catholic, 3 of us are Protestant. We take a vote. When I had set the priesthood, it was 3-3, which church we go in, the Catholics one out of Sunday. And I really learned a lot. Really learned a lot. Not only did I learn about the finances, I learned about a lot of awe and reverence, and I still have a lot. Seems like more reverence when I'm in the Catholic Church than I've been in my own Christian church. But the finances is what really kind of fascinated me, because we only pay some collections every month, and we got officials and budget in our church everything's out in the month. But every Catholic church I went to, they pay for the collection budget of each twice. And out in San Francisco, the last year I worked, we went to San Ignatius, and they taxed it 3 times. And there's 2 little ladies sitting next door to me, sitting down next to the seat with me. Cut by my coat and whispered in my ears that they don't surface anything. We never missed a Sunday, yeah, no matter who, now, for 50 years, we went to that Catholic church every Sunday. If it was a Monday night, we went on Sunday night. To me, that made our crew a fish. We were a team when we went on that field, and I still get cold here when I stand, and we had our player before the game, and I did fish graph say, hats, whistles, flags, and guts. And you can't go to the game without anyone. Now, things aren't as they always seem. About 10 years ago, I was on the student trip at the state department, and T.V. Scott was assistant football coach at Dallas was with me, and we were in Wiesbaden, Germany. And he was Christian church, we decided to go to this Christian church in Wiesbaden, Germany. We walked down the street, he said, well, you know what I say, to waste my time, we need to go and spend the word in German. I said, well, I told him I'd be in the Catholic church, and I first went in, most of it was Latin, and I didn't know what was going on, but when they stood up, I stood, and he said, and I said, and we go down, I said, we'll do the same thing in the German church. Okay, so let's go. We got there a little late and put us on the second floor. I went one German man in front of us. Everything went on fine. First part of the service, but when he stood up, and he stood, and we were leaving. Middle of the service, over, the German man stood up. Looks like a nice today. Everybody in the room started giggling, sniffing, and laughing. I turned around. There's only 3 people standing up in that whole room. Coach one and German man. The service over, Mr. King Basketball, very friends. So we really appreciate you coming to our church, but we love Americans. So I think we forgive our congregation, though, for being rude and sniffing and laughing when you stood up in the middle of service. When I tell you what happened, we were making announcements. We welcome the baby to our church, and we ask the father to stand up and anyway, when the beautiful world. I go out with the sunshine very nice on sky, I was this morning. And I go out and go right down to the middle at once. I'm going to this movie theater, we got on the street, having one night, but there's not getting into the lake tomorrow night. And I'm all by myself, and I just thought I'd make me a movie. So you can't go down that bus. You know, we're down that, but I'll go what? He said, I'm here about it, and I got this time yesterday, 4 weddings and 1 murder. I couldn't walk 3 blocks, and all the capital, in but I learned that in murder, unmurder. How did I told that story hundreds of times? And I always end up by saying, if we and me don't demand, I mean demand respect for law and order authority, we're not going to be able to walk 2 blocks in our own town in broad daylight unless we're going to be ready. Unmurder or murder. Let me tell you what happened in Lexington, Kentucky, just about 5 years ago. Bill will remember this, the Divine Man by name was convicted of rape and murder. Their 3rd time they were being charged now, they were in a state, old Sarah College, the deputy woman, who was picking up their help at this high school. You know, so they entered into the trial, and the administrator was there with his 16-year-old son, who was going to high school practice, and his 14-year-old daughter was going to junior. Children practice. But you'll all agree. Anybody here said those about it that way? You know why I haven't heard that? And that's not news. That's not news in our country anymore. Ain't that a sad straight that that's not news? I happened to be in court when they were tried. The man that killed the boy and the father bragged about shooting the boy in the feet so he'd never play football. And when his father gave his protection, he killed the father. The other man bragged about raping the girl and burning her with a cigarette. And when he cornered this bad, he said he couldn't put a silver dollar on a piece of flesh in her body that's not burnt with that cigarette. Now that happened in my town. I said to you, unless we demand that respect for law and order, it's going to happen in every town. So in closing, I want to leave this challenge to you. I want you to think, I'm not going to let somebody else speak. And when you're looking there, when you get back on the position, I want you to say to yourself, if not me, if not now, when? God bless each and every one of you.
Wow.
I don't know how to finish, follow that. Are we off? Then? This is, okay, sorry. Wow, I don't know how to follow that. Bruce, thank you so much. Megan, congratulations, and we wish you the best in your new adventures in college and success in your swimming career. And I don't know if anyone has any questions or anything for Bruce, but this is always inspirational. Thank you for sharing your dad with us. And with that, we're adjourned.